tell you a story about my first batch of chicks. So when I raised my first batch of chicks, I had no idea how to interact with them. And I really wanted them to like me. I really wanted a relationship with them like I have with my other pets, my dogs and my cats. But I just didn't know how to connect with chicks because I had no understanding whatsoever about bird behavior. And so those first couple days I had my chicks, I didn't really interact with them much at all. I kind of watched them do their thing in the brooder, but that's pretty much it. And then I found after just a few days that these chicks were absolutely terrified of me. So they did not want me coming near them. They did not want me touching them. Then they really didn't want me picking them up. And so I didn't. I respected their boundaries at that point, except that I did need to just pick them up, usually just quickly every day, to check their little butts for pasty butt. I had 30 chicks, so there was no way I could just look in and eye them all and make sure they were okay. So I had to every day pick a chick up, check it out, treat it if I needed it to, move it to another area, pick up a chick, and each one that I picked up would scream bloody murder, and she would struggle as if her life depended on it. And so she was stressed out. All the other chicks could see and hear what was going on, and they were stressed out, and I was stressed out, and it was really just horrible for everybody involved until I learned this trick. So what I did was one day when I was picking up one of these chicks, I brought her up to face level and we locked eyes. Or I guess you could say that I locked onto one of her eyes. Chickens, as you know, have eyes on the side of their heads rather than the front. And they can't actually look at you straight on with both eyes, but typically they will look at you from the side with just one eye, and that's what they tend to do when they are afraid. But I locked my eyes with this one chick and she immediately stopped crying. She stopped struggling. Her body just relaxed and she just kind of gazed at me, and I talked to her gently for a few seconds, and then she allowed me to check her for pasty butt and clean her butt or do whatever I needed to do to her. And if she started to get scared again, we'd just lock eyes again and she'd be good to go. But there was something else going on with this eye contact than just calming her. There was something really powerful going on when I locked eyes with this chick. And it's hard to explain unless you do it, but it's like there was just this emotional connection, and that's kind of what caused her entire body to relax, and she really just gazed at me. And it felt like she was really seeing me for the first time. She was seeing me as a person or connecting with me as another social being. And it just felt like there was something really deep going on there, and that was my first experience with connecting with a bird. And that was when I first learned the power of eye contact with chickens. And chickens are really social animals. They connect through their eyes. They communicate a lot with their eyes. And so me, by simply making that kind of soft eye contact connection with her and talking to her in a soft and friendly voice, she could pick up on my intentions, and she realized that I wasn't there to hurt her. And it works on my adult chickens too. So some of my adult chickens are a bit wild, and when I need to do health checks on them, I pick them up and they are screaming and flailing and they're just freaking out. That went very badly. And when I bring them up and when I can get them to make that eye contact with me and I just say a few soft words, they totally calm down. Hi. Hi, sweetie. And when I do this trick, whether it's with a chick or with an adult chicken, I always do it with my head turned to the side a little bit. So if this is your chick or your chicken here, I turn my head a bit this way and then I gaze at them and get eye contact like this. So it's coming from the side.
Hey girl, yeah, that's not so bad.
And that's because you don't want to stare straight on at a chicken. You don't want to lock eyes like that, because when you do that straight on kind of look, If the chicken is a little bit afraid, or if that chicken just doesn't completely trust you, then that is very intimidating and they feel very threatened by that. So don't ever just stare down a chicken straight on if you don't have a really good relationship with that chicken. And eye contact can do way more than just calming your chicks when you need to handle them. Eye contact is actually vital if you want to tame your chicks at a very young age. So I have come a long way since that first batch of chicks. I now know exactly how to interact with my chicks. I know how to communicate with them, and I know what they want and what they are saying. And when I raise chicks now, they are never afraid of me. Hi. Hi, babies. Hi, babies. Hey, sweetheart, you gonna get me? I know. Ouch. I know. You're gonna be vicious when you're older, huh? Yeah. We're gonna be the tough girl. So I told you at the beginning of this video how my first batch of chicks were just terrified of me. But if I had just spent a lot of time with them in those first few days, if I had just given them a lot of eye contact, and I don't mean picking them up and putting them up to my eyes, I mean just getting my face down there with them and letting them come up to my face on their own and look into my eyes on their own. Just doing that simple step goes really, really far in cementing that early relationship. And if you're interested in learning more about how to communicate with your chicks through eye contact, then I have another video for you. You will learn how to stop your little male chicks from becoming aggressive towards you through a simple eye contact and body language trick. And this little trick comes straight from research studies done on feral chickens. So this is what mama hens do to stop their little male chicks from being feisty. Check it out here. And happy chickening.